Mr. Morris, you say that you did not hold up the Wells Fargo station and you did not kill the agent.
Yes, sir.
But you won't tell me where you were.
No, sir.
Then will you tell me how I can believe you're innocent?
I guess you can't.
Do you want to hang?
No, I don't want to hang. I can't tell you where I was either.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien.
John Behan was appointed sheriff of Cochise County through the influence of the 10% ring, for whom he performed many favors. This brought him into conflict with Marshal Wyatt Earp and many people of Tombstone. Wyatt was often tempted to kill Behan, but killing for any reason was against Wyatt's deeper principles. Behan knew this, and as a result became one of Wyatt's most dangerous enemies.
Hello, Jake!
Wyatt, I cannot see your point. They murdered Hanby and rode off with the cash box and the mail sack.
That's right, sir.
But you won't organize a posse and go after them, and that's your sworn duty.
Mr. Thacker, I'll go after those hoodlums, but not with a posse.
Why not? You took a posse after the Samberdoo gang.
That was different. The Samberdooers were running for the border through strange country. Now, these men know every rock, all the water holes in all directions. I'm just not going to ask amateurs to ride into an ambush.
Well, if something isn't done fast, the main office will send a vice president down here. You see, they take it personal if one of their men is killed.
Oh, yes, I know, and I honor them for that. I used to be an old Wells Fargo man myself. Now, look, you've got a good undercover man in J.P. Ayers. You trust him?
Well, certainly.
Well, then give him a chance to identify these small-timers that pull the job. There's no sense in fighting the whole Clanton outfit.
How long will that take?
Well, sir, that depends on a lot of things.
How long, Wyatt?
Mr. Thacker, nobody can answer that exactly. It may take a week. It may just take a few days.
Well, I can't wait. Wyatt, these robberies and killings have got to be stopped.
Look, it would take 300 special agents and an act of Congress to break the Clantons, and we haven't got either one. Now, be reasonable.
I've been reasonable too long. I'll handle this case my own way.
Your own way, huh?
We're the posse.
Well, I won't take them out.
You don't have to. I'm sure Sheriff Behan will be more cooperative. Good day, Marshal. Sheriff, I want a posse organized and sent after the Hanby killers right away.
A posse? What about Marshal Earp? What did he say?
The marshal said no. So I came to you. You're the sheriff.
The truth is, sir, Earp isn't too popular. I doubt that he could raise another posse right now.
Oh, he's probably waiting for the inside tip-off to the guilty men.
Well, I don't care what he's doing. The point is I want those men caught.
I see. You want to send in a report your main office will approve. And naturally, they don't like unsolved crimes.
Naturally. Do you?
No, of course not. A posse's a very good idea, Mr. Thacker. Very good. But Earp should have started on the trail while it was hot.
How big do you think that posse'd have to be, Sheriff?
I was getting to that. It would take 20 or 30 men. And the county can't afford to subsist horses and men on what could be a long chase. I'm afraid, sir...
Wells Fargo doesn't ask the county to pay its bills. We're offering a reward.
What kind?
Even so, Mr. Thacker.
$10,000 for the arrest and conviction of Hanby's killers.
10,000?
We never paid more. Now, if you're out for bounty money...
No, I'd do well to break even. And naturally, anything left over would go to my deputies.
Does that mean you'll go ahead?
Yes. I'll raise the posse and lead them. I'll need an advance, however.
Come over to the office. It's against company policy, but this is an emergency. I'll give you $1,000.
But, Sheriff, suppose you don't catch the killers. That trail is real cold by now.
Don't worry, I'll find them. You get ready to ride, Cavanaugh. What do you say, Mr. Clanton? You keep the Wells Fargo stuff. We don't have to find that anyway. You turn the men who killed Hanby over to me, and we'll split the 10,000 50-50.
Well, I'll tell you what I say. My boys never pulled that job. They got bigger things to do, and if they had, I wouldn't turn them in. Worth more than that right here.
Then pick some sort of a troublemaker. It's an easy way to get rid of a man, and I don't care who it is.
Well, I do. Never frame no man onto the gallows.
But, Papa, $5,000.
Hush up, Ike. You're a pretty poor excuse. I hate Wyatt Earp with a good, clean hatred, but I downright despise you.
Papa, keep your temper. Come on, I'll see you to your horse.
Don't turn your back on him, Ike.
If I find you a setup, does the 5,000 go for me?
Sure. But I'll need witnesses, too.
I can get them. But not a word to Papa. He'd kill me.
Give me credit for a little sense.
Find anything?
No. A lot of tracks the trail gave out. Anything happened while I was gone?
Yeah. You could have saved yourself the trip. Sheriff Behan's done already solved the case.
The Hanby killing?
Yes, sir. Brung in that young rancher, Will Morris. Says he done it.
What does Morris say?
That he didn't do it. What'd you expect?
Maybe he's telling the truth.
Just wait till you talk to him, Wyatt. He ain't got no alibi. I'm afraid they're gonna hang him for it.
I took a good look at that stage station. 3 men in the robbery. Tracked the horses about 5 miles before the trail ran out. Dr. Goodfellow says that there are bullets from both the .45 and a rifle in the body.
Sound more like the Clantons, don't it?
Where's Morris, inside?
Yeah.
I'll have a talk to him. You go get some rest.
Behan's itchy for a quick trial. Seeing that justice is done. There ain't a whole lot of time left, Wyatt.
Oh, hello, Shotgun.
Oh, how do, Miss Nellie?
Wyatt, I've got to talk to you.
It's quite late. Must be very important.
It is. This is Virginia Rollins. Her father has that silver mine out north of town.
Howdy, Miss Rollins. Won't you please sit down?
Come sit down, Virginia. Thank you, Wyatt.
I know your father. He's quite a fine man. What seems to be the trouble?
It's not about him.
Virginia tells me that Will Morris has been arrested for something that he didn't do.
Well, he was arrested, but how do you know he's not guilty?
Because he was with me when that man was held up and killed. He wouldn't tell Sheriff Behan.
Why not?
Because of my father.
You see, Wyatt, sometimes Virginia's father can be pretty unreasonable. He wants her to marry a miner, and he doesn't even want her
When he hears about this, I don't know what he'll do. He doesn't like Will. I don't care anymore. I can't let Will die.
No, Virginia.
Miss Rollins, is there anybody else who, might have something against your young man?
Oh, no. He works very hard on his ranch. Everyone else thinks he's wonderful. Except Ike Clanton.
What's Will got to do with the Clantons?
Oh, it sounds silly, but Ike's jealous. He thinks I won't see him because of Will. So he hates Will. Threatened to shoot him once.
Old man Clanton's done a lot of awful things, but I don't think he'd go for a frame-up. Maybe if I had a talk with him.
No, he wouldn't tell you who the killers were.
Maybe not, but I might get him to stop this frame-up.
I'm not sure I want him to.
Whatever you say, Wyatt.
Miss Rollins, I want you to do me a favor. You go home and don't mention to anyone what you told me here.
But he'll die.
Now, don't worry. You can trust Wyatt.
I don't think we should upset your father unless we need to. I promise you, Mr. Morris won't die.
All right, Mr. Earp. Thank you.
Thanks, Wyatt.
Now, Mr. Morris, you say that you did not rob the Wells Fargo station. You did not kill the agent.
Yes, sir.
But you won't tell me where you were.
No, sir.
Then how can I believe you're innocent?
I guess you can't.
Mr. Morris, do you realize that you're going to hang for this? That you're going to be tried and sentenced to hang for murder?
I didn't think it was that bad.
Do you want to hang?
No, I don't want to hang. But I can't tell you where I was. I just can't.
Why not? You trying to protect somebody else?
I'm in love with this gal. I was out riding on the plateau with her last night. If her father finds out about it, there's no telling what he'll do. She'll never forgive me.
Well, she must be a real dilly of a girl. If she lets you hang, you're a fool, not a gentleman.
All right. Her name is Virginia Rollins. You can ask her about it.
I already have. She told me the whole story.
Well, then
I had to get it from you. Mr. Morris, it's quite obvious that you're being framed. But I have to find the killers. Now, I have an idea that if they think that you're going to be convicted of the murder, they'll get careless enough that I might be able to catch up with them. But I'll need time.
Well, can I help?
You can. You go on refusing to say where you were last night. Stay in jail a while longer.
You mean just pretend I'm guilty?
That's right. We may not have to use your alibi after all.
Mr. Earp, I'll do anything to keep Virginia out of this.
Wyatt! Well, you were wrong. Sheriff Behan captured that hoodlum without losing a man.
He used a posse?
No posse. Just Kavanaugh.
You're mistaken, Gibbs. I gave the sheriff an advance so he could hire the posse.
You gave Behan money?
$1,000.
Looks like you spent your money for nothing, Mr. Thacker.
Now, you're on the wrong track, Wyatt. He's entitled to the reward as soon as the man's convicted. Now, if he didn't need the posse, well, that's sheer luck. And it's funny he didn't mention it to me.
Yeah, it's very funny. How much more has he got coming?
9,000. The reward is 10.
$10,000. Well, Behan would frame himself for that much.
In order to get that 9,000, he's got to prove Mr. Morris guilty.
That's right. Are you suggesting that he can't prove it?
Oh, I'm not suggesting anything, Mr. Thacker. Look, why don't we talk about this some other time? You know, if Behan has framed Morris for that reward money, this is our first chance to catch him at something serious.
If we catch him.
Yeah. Hey, look. There goes Ike Clanton into the birdcage.
Yeah, and he's alone, too, ain't he? You don't suppose he's just going to meet a certain no-good sheriff in there, do you?
Yeah, he could be. Behan's too smart to let him come to the courthouse. But it's just coincidence if they happen to meet in the birdcage. Let's find out, huh?
I want the rest of the money. The boys are fidgeting. I already gave you the 1,000 I got. You'll get the rest when I do, after the trial. When's the trial? No date yet. You know how to handle the boys, Ike. Keep them quiet. I'll rush the trial as much as I can.
Why rush it, Johnny? You'll hang soon enough.
Wyatt. Wells Fargo wants it settled.
Oh, yeah, Wells Fargo. Say, whatever happened to that posse you were going to hire?
I tracked the killer myself. Didn't need a posse.
What'd you do with the $1,000 Thacker gave you then?
I've still got it. Part of the reward money, you know. Perfectly legal. What are you being so sociable about, Earp?
I want you to tell me who killed Hamby. Sit down.
You got nothing on me.
Your father will have. If I tell him that you're helping Behan put a frame on young Morris.
I didn't frame anybody.
Oh, I know all about it, Ike. I know why you picked Morris, and I know that you know who killed Hamby and where they are. And I want you to lead a posse there.
Now, look. I arrested Morris on Ike's say-so. If there's been a miscarriage of justice, it's my duty to straighten things out.
Well, he says that just like a real sheriff, don't he?
Don't he?
I ain't a squealer.
But I am. And I tell your father.
You can't do that, Pop. It'd kill me.
Better chance than I'd give you.
Now, look, Sheriff Behan, we'll form a small posse with Mr. Thacker. Since you got some of the money, why don't you just come along and make the arrest?
Wyatt, I'm on good terms with the Clantons. It helps me when I collect taxes. You don't need my help to arrest those Clanton men. The old man might get sore.
Oh, no, John. You don't weasel out. Shut up!
Shall we go, gentlemen? Gibbs, you circle come in from the back. Mr. Thacker, you and your man take the sides. We'll come in from the front. Let's go.
I better stay here and watch the horses.
Roscoe, watch the horses. Come on.
The law's outside.
Well, we can't make a fight here. Come on, let's make a run for the brush.
Wait! The cash box and mail sack. I give!
Ike, run off, Wyatt.
Let him. We got what we came for.
Mr. Clanton! Mr. Clanton! Well, what's the trouble, Dongo? Come on, spit it out.
Well, Behan double-crossed you. He arrested Jake and Homer for the Hanby killing.
Behan done that?
That's right. He led Wyatt Earp and the Wells Fargo agent right straight to the hideout, and they killed Summers.
Get the boys. We can do some killing, too.
Marshal Earp?
Yes, sir.
Remove the prisoners.
If the court please.
Yes, Sheriff.
I think the law provides that I have custody of these men.
The court does not consider you a proper custodian. Mr. Earp, take them away.
Yes, sir.
One moment, Sheriff. The court orders you to release Will Morris forthwith.
Yes, sir, right away.
Hold on. I'm not finished. You will also return the $1,000 that you accepted from Wells Fargo. You're not entitled to it.
But...
Court is adjourned.
I guess I owe you an apology.
We all make mistakes.
An innocent man could have been convicted with Wells Fargo paying $10,000 to get it done. I haven't any excuse for being so hasty, Wyatt, except the complete lawlessness of this town.
Well, I understand your position, Mr. Thacker. You have a lot of pressure from the main office. Your mistake was in tempting an unscrupulous man with your reward.
Now, that's another thing. Why haven't you arrested Behan?
Because I can't prove that he framed Morris. Don't you think I'd like to nail him?
Calm down. I was just asking, Wyatt. I got the 1,000 back, the mail sacked, the cash box, and the men are in jail. I can't complain.
What are you doing here?
They're in town. Old man Clanton and his top guns.
So what's so unusual about that?
They sent for me to come to the birdcage. They mean to kill me.
Well, now, why shouldn't they, from their point of view?
You tricked me into leading that posse and arresting Clanton's men, Wyatt. You can't let him kill me.
Well, Sheriff, I see you got the message. Clanton's gonna gun him, Wyatt. And I say good riddance. He brung it on himself.
Where's Ike Clanton?
Cosmopolitan Hotel. He's afraid to go home, and I don't blame him.
What are you going to do, Wyatt?
Mr. Gibbs, you go on over to the Cosmopolitan Hotel and see that Ike doesn't leave that room. You get in a cell.
A cell?
You asking my help or not? Get in a cell. The Clantons won't look for you there.
All right. I'll wait there.
Where you going, Wyatt?
Don't you worry about that. You just keep Ike in that room.
He deserves to be killed. I'd have shot him myself, but he won't go for a gun. Behan's got to die, ain't he, Wyatt?
We all have to die sometime, Mr. Gibbs.
No.
You were tempted to let them gun Behan.
Yes, I was.
But how can you save him?
Well, I have to try. Can't let Clanton shoot at us, Sheriff. Even to get rid of Behan.
Well, Behan ain't in the courthouse, or in his hotel, or in any saloon. You reckon he's spooked?
He ain't got no place to run to, boss.
Where could he go? Well, get your guns. We'll find him. Let's go. Uh-oh. Hold on a minute. Evening, Earp.
Evening, Mr. Clanton.
Me and the boys are in town to do you a big favor, Sonny. Can't tell you what it is just yet.
Ike is mighty sick, Mr. Clanton.
Sick? What's wrong with him?
Dr. Goodfellow doesn't know. But Ike would like to see you.
Well, where's he at?
Cosmopolitan Hotel.
Well, I'll have to go now. You fellas just sit a while. I won't be long.
After I found out he tried to frame Will Morris for half the reward money, I threatened to tell you. So he agreed to turn in Hamby's killers. You can't blame Behan for that. I forced Behan to go along.
This true, Ike? You gonna tell this around?
No. Only reason I told you is so you wouldn't kill Behan.
You're the Lord's own fool, Earp. Behan hates you. He'd gun you if he had the sand. Get on your feet. Earp said you were sick. You're gonna be. Come on. If you wasn't a Johnny Law, Sonny, I'd thank you real kindly.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail. Oh, Wyatt Earp,